So last night we have the Major League All-Star Game, and I think that if you were summarizing for somebody who didn't watch any baseball the past 3 months, like what's going on in MLB right now? You had an Ohtani homer, you had a Paul Skenes start. That's really all you need to kind of define the first half of the baseball season, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's funny when they first talked about, well, should Skenes start the All-Star game? I was like, I don't know. That's a little odd, right? He's only been in the majors about 20 minutes. And then they did it, and I saw the reaction. I said, yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong. He's one of the best stories in baseball this year. That's great. If he gets people to turn on the All-Star game, if he gets people to watch more baseball, I'm here for that. Obviously, it's good for me from a business perspective, but as just a fan of the sport, right? He's amazing. What he's done, the fact that the guy was the number one pick a year ago and goes out and says, I need to add another pitch. Okay, sure. And he adds another pitch. And by the way, it's the best splitter in baseball this year, although he calls it a splinker. But that's amazing. Like, he is a great story. And if he's becoming must-see TV, that's fantastic for baseball as a whole, and obviously for the Pirates specifically.
The Ohtani effect, I think everybody's aware he's been one of the brightest stars in baseball for a number of years now. Obviously makes the move this past offseason over to the Dodgers. I hadn't experienced it firsthand until last weekend. I was out here in L.A. and went to a couple of Dodgers games. And that's listen, L.A.'s got a little bit of a reputation for people not necessarily wanting to be in their seats, not necessarily arriving early. The amount of attention on every Ohtani at bat it's like you're watching, for me, for feeling it, from having been there, like Mark McGwire in 1998. Like, that's the type. You're not seeing the 700-foot home runs that later we'd find out were, maybe aided by various substances, but you're still seeing you think that something major is going to happen. I ate sushi at a baseball game for the first time in my life. Like, there's an actual impact that has all these different tentacles that certainly for the Dodgers, they're going to make absolutely every dime that they're paying Ohtani over however many years back to themselves. But it also seems like him in that market on a team that is perennially as good as the Dodgers, it does seem like it's a thing that is a benefit to Major League Baseball as a whole.
I agree. He's his own economy, right? Remember when the Taylor Swift Eras Tour was kind of at its peak, people were talking about the huge economic impact that she would have on individual cities and what was the GDP produced by the Taylor Swift Tour. And I mean, obviously it feels ridiculous, but it's not wrong. There is a huge economic impact to a concert tour of that size, or to Ohtani coming to your club, coming to your town. He absolutely changes the calculus for the Dodgers. Now there's paying a lot of money for that privilege also. So he's well compensated in addition, but it is a traveling road show, right? Where people are going to show up. I mean, when he was with the Angels last year and he came to the Phillies, obviously the Phillies draw well anyway, but I happened to go to one of those games just with some friends, and you could see the difference, the degree to which people were paying attention. These are Phillies fans. People are paying attention to his at-bats, seeing Ohtani jerseys. So you're seeing the opposite team's jerseys in the stands, which one does not typically do in Philadelphia if one values one's personal safety. But people were very into it and very excited to see him, and obviously very excited to see Phillies get him out a couple of times. But he is a phenomenon, that he's great. I mean, obviously he's the likes of which we'd never seen, but he is absolutely great for the sport. I mean, I am a big fan of players who are outliers like that. And I was wrong on Ohtani. If you go back to what I originally wrote, I thought he was going to have a lot of trouble making consistent contact with the way he swung the bat in Japan. He made adjustments to become the player he is now because he's a unicorn. He's a superstar. He has absolutely 3 standard deviations above the mean, and that's awesome. We love players like that. They make the sport more exciting.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.